absolutely brilliant! Hello, humans and animals alike, this is Stylus, and welcome to Fantastic Dizzy for the Sega Master System. This is a sort of celebration game for the Dizzy series. It was released on numerous platforms, in fact. It was originally titled The Fantastic Adventures of Dizzy, and that was released on the Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES. That was back in 1991 that it was released, but it got a sort of an upgrade in 1993 when it was also released for the NES as part of the Aladdin Deck Enhancer series, as well as for other consoles like the Sega Master System, the Mega Drive, and the Amiga. Actually, I don't think the Amiga was one of them, but it was released on, like, DOS computers. Anyway, this is what I consider to be the best Dizzy game, and this is how I, truly got my start for this series. I just discovered this game somewhere, and I just decided to play it, considering I had heard of this egg from... Well, the story of it was pretty strange, honestly, but I'll probably get into that later. But anyway, I quickly fell in love with this game, and when I played the NES version, this actually was one of my favorite NES games ever. So, yeah. But I'm playing the Sega Master System version for you today because, well, I feel like this version is underrepresented. It has its own quirks, and I can kind of describe it as a mix between the NES version and the Mega Drive version. So, yeah, I guess with all that out of the way, let's get started. So, the plot of this game, Daisy has been captured by the Evil Wizard Zaks. Only Dizzy is brave and clever enough to rescue her from a terrible fate. Leaving the safety of the Yolkfolk's treehouse village, Dizzy sets out on his greatest adventure. And here we have Dizzy, who we take control of. So Dizzy is the star of many of the computer games that has his name on it, of course, as well as a few spin-offs. He's been in over 11 different games, in fact, and many more to come thanks to his passionate fans. These days, Dizzy is joined in his games by his chums called the Yolkfolk, but his antics usually end up causing no end of trouble for Dizzy, especially when the Evil Wizard Zaks is involved. Anyway, if you wait around long enough, you can see that there's a bit of a tutorial. You can press, I think that's button 2 to jump. I don't really know my Sega Master System controller very well. I am playing this with an Xbox 360 controller after all. Anyway, we use button 2 to jump, and then we have this key here. Once we stand right next to the key, we can press the button number 1. Let me see if it shows up soon. Like, I could just stand right here and the game will just tell me what to do. Yeah, there we go. Press button 1, and we pick it up, and we get a little info about the object we just picked up, as well as the scenario that we're in. Home sweet home. You are in your very own treehouse hut, carrying Dizzy's door key. So we press button 1 again to exit, and then we press button 2 to use the item. It actually works quite differently, the inventory system. It works quite differently from other games because in other games you would cycle through the items by constantly pressing the B button. But in this game, it's just a menu. So we go to the door, use Dizzy's door key on it, and outside we go. Let's pick up this plank of wood while we're here. Now, Dizzy games are about going all over the place, collecting thingamajigs like these stars, and we'll also be picking up various items that we will use for puzzles. It's basically a platformer puzzle genre, if you will. That's what Dizzy games are known for. Anyway, if you couldn't see these numbers, we have a whopping 250 stars that we need to collect. Now, of course that seems like a lot, but they're pretty much all laid out in a good enough path so that you won't really miss them. Anyway, I picked up the elevator key. I will use that here, and we'll be going up. I'm gonna put Denzel's door key down here. Denzel's a character we'll be meeting up with soon. I want to go back down so that I can stand over here and lay down this large plank of wood. Now, how Dizzy was able to carry that large plank of wood in his pocket, I have no idea. We're going to be encountering a lot of scenarios like that, and I think that's just what makes Dizzy so charming. Anyway, we got a bottle of weed killer here. I'm gonna go this way first, though, before I use it where it's supposed to. I'm gonna go down here into the mine. And I want to pick up this key. This is for Grand Dizzy's elevator. We have this machine sort of thing, but we can't do much about it right now. Alright, let's get out of here now. I'm actually gonna place Grand Dizzy's elevator key here. Alright, now, a volcano is erupting in the distance, so we gotta be careful. If I recall correctly, this volcano doesn't erupt in the Mega Drive version of this game, so really the Mega Drive version of Fantastic Dizzy is probably the easiest version. Although this version's also relatively easy compared to, well, the NES versions. Alright, we picked up a machine wrench here. We can go over that way to what is called Carver Bay, I believe it's called. But, there's nothing we can really do there. Ow. Just gotta take our time here. Alright, I'm going to leave the machine wrench here. I'll use it on that, machine in the mine later. Okay, now that I have everything I want, I'm gonna go explore the treehouse now. The Yolkfolk village. Let's wait for these spiders to come up. Spiders hurt you. Pretty much anything that is red hurts you. And there's something I actually really like about it, this game. Everything's pretty much color-coded, so you'll know what hurts, what objects you can pick up. The objects that you pick up are usually colored white. I pressed the wrong button. Go figure. There. Use the weed killer to get rid of this guy, otherwise he'll be having us for his breakfast. Or I guess his midnight snack now that it's nighttime. Alright, let's pick up this elevator key. There's rope over there, but I'll pick that up later. Let me get the star here before I forget. Crud, I just realized that my, frame rate stuff is still up. Let me get rid of that real quick. Okay, there. Now let's go onward. I was testing out the emulator earlier with OBS Studio running, and, it's not really such a great combination on my potato of a laptop. I really hope I get myself a new laptop someday. But I think for right now I'm just gonna have to wait until after I graduate from college. 'Cause, well, we have a lot of money troubles as university students. Okay, I'll get that key later. Alright, this is the Denzel's elevator, so let's use the key there. We can't enter Denzel's hut there unless we have his key, which we don't have. There's a pile of straw there, but I don't need to pick that up because it's actually conveniently placed where I would use it. You'll see why. Let's see. Sure, I'll get that key. This is Dora's door key. Okay, up here, this is Grand Dizzy's elevator. Let's pick that up. And I just realized I did not get Grand Dizzy's key. Using my foresight, I'm going to place this red and white mushroom right next to Grand Dizzy's door. I'll leave that bottle there, actually. Alright, there's a star plant here, a magical star plant. One major difference between the NES version, actually any version aside from this version, normally over here you would see a, it's one of those string traps where you step on it, it catches on your foot, and then you're just gonna lay hanging upside down for all eternity. Yeah, that's a death trap, and, that's been removed in this version of the game. So, those traps can get pretty frustrating. Alright, here's Dora's hut. So, why not? We'll rescue Dora here. Oh yeah, in case, I guess you probably weren't aware, the Evil Wizard Zaks hasn't just caused trouble for Daisy. He's actually caused trouble for all the Yolkfolk. So, for example, Dora has been turned into a green frog by the Evil Wizard Zaks. Can you help break his evil magic? Poor Dora. She doesn't like frogs, and she's pretty much been a frog at least twice now. She also isn't too keen on the dark, as you would see in Spellbound Dizzy. When she's out on one of Dizzy's great adventures, which is not really now, but, whenever she is, I guess, well, she isn't really interested in helping out and would rather find a good place for a picnic or something. She is, Dizzy's sister, by the way. And she can also be quite bossy. Okay, I know where to take Dora, but I'm just going to place this star plant right next to the mushroom. Place it here. And I'm just going to fall down. Thankfully, Dizzy does not take fall damage, unlike Spellbound Dizzy. Oh boy, Spellbound Dizzy. I have quite the relationship with that game, let me tell you. Alright. We have a tasty-looking cooked piece of chicken that's lying right on the ground right there. It's totally fine to take. Now here we have Prince Clumsy. He is not the most useful, but he is very good-hearted. However, If you do remember the story of the prince and the frog, whenever a prince kisses a frog, they turn to normal. The frog returns to their normal form. And yeah, he is a prince, so this works. So Prince Clumsy is so pleased he gives you his crossbow. Now, we won't be using this crossbow for quite a while. But, yeah, I guess with that, I think it's time that we stop the episode here. Yeah, the episodes for this game are going to be much shorter than normal, because this is a relatively short game. So, next time on Fantastic Dizzy, we are going to go into town and see what's up there. So, with all that said, this is Stylus signing off. See you next time.